The sky is your starting point, and once you come to the UK, please reach out to us. Let us have a drink, okay?
Splash, splash. Hi, Vicky. Thank you so much. Good evening. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this live with me. I am honored, humbled, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So I know everyone is waiting and we are going to get into it. But before we start, Vicky, say hello so we can know that they can hear you clearly.
Hi, guys.
Can you all hear her? Because I can hear her clearly. So are we good to go, guys? Let me know. Okay, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. So I already have a few questions and I will be asking them straight away. But before I start, I want to say Vicky is a senior carer in the UK and she landed a job from Nigeria. No cap. So she's going to be telling us everything you need to know. If you have any question, she's the one that can answer everything. She is, I don't know, a box of knowledge. So grab all the information that you need from her. Don't come to my DM and ask me. And please also follow her on Instagram. Her handle is all over my page. So please follow her and I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help you all. So my very first questions, and these are questions that I collated from, my comment section that everyone has been asking. So the very first one is this. For a novice wishing to start the journey abroad using the health and care route, what is the very first step to take? That is, if someone who has no idea but has heard about the visa and they want to use the opportunity to also come into the UK, since health and care is on the shortage occupation list, what do you think should be their very first step to take?
First of all, you are a marketer. See, this question you just asked me, I actually just dropped a video on my YouTube channel few hours ago. This particular question. And this is the question I just answered on that video. So what I will tell people that have not heard of it or that are still trying to hear of it is, first of all, ask yourself if this is something you want to do. Because a lot of people come to my DMs and they're like, my uncle said, my auntie said, my mommy said, my daddy said. Ask yourself the question, you're your own individual, do you want to do this process? Because there are thousands and one jobs on the shortage occupation list. So you need to follow up to do what you want to do. So as a novice, if you've decided that this is the step you want to, or this is the process or procedure you want to follow, then the first thing first is try to gain an experience. That is, if you don't even have experience in the healthcare health settings, that is number one. And when I talk about experience, there are different levels of experience. People ask the question of, can I do it in a government hospital or in a private hospital? I tell people, wherever you can gain a health experience, you gain it. Even as an individual, a lot of us live with our sick grandmothers, our sick fathers, our sick mothers, our sick siblings. Those are experiences, but how you tailor that experience in your CV and in an interview is what matters at the end of the day. So that's the first step. Then try and get certifications just to back it up. And I go for the care certificate. Then I also tell people, this is me doing this is my own personal thing, which I'm glad a lot of people have started doing, is the diploma in health and social care level 5. So if you want to do that, and there are also various courses that you can do as a person, is left for you. Once you have these two things in place, I think you should just create your CV and a cover letter, then you start your application process.
Okay, so for a novice, try and get little experience, even if it involves personal care experience with an aged woman or something. You just have to tailor it properly in your CV. So what I can take up from your answer is two things. Try and get minimal experience, no matter how small. Because and it's true what you said. If 100 people are applying and 50 have experience, 50 does not, I will sieve out the 50 that has no experience because I don't want to stress myself, and I will consider those first 50 with experience. So you're very correct. Experience, then try and get care certification courses. So we are moving on. We're still going to touch on the courses later. So the next question is, what can we do to land a care job from Nigeria to the UK? Please share your top tips.
So my top tips is for you to start applying. If you're religious, pray for guidance in this process, because this process is frustrating, man. I'll tell you firsthand, because even some people in the UK looking for the job is not even easy. Talk more of you that it's even in Nigeria or in any other African country. So once you've gained those experiences or the experience and you've done your care certificate and whatnot, put your best foot forward and start applying. Now of recent, this is something I don't always talk about in my videos, but I'll tell people to go to the gov.uk, because a lot of companies are on that site. Those gov.uk, all those sponsorship company, filter it and look for care homes, look for the NHS. These are for people that want to do the NHS. I never did the NHS because of personal reasons. So for care home, which I'm going to be talking about, do that. Go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, go to Indeed, go to read.co.uk. These are places. Go to Track Job, go to Total Jobs. These are places that you can start applying. And I always tell people that you must not wait till you see tattoo sponsorship before you apply. All my jobs all the interviews I did, the jobs that I got, they never, until date, they never wrote tattoo sponsorship on them. They just wrote, oh, care assistant needed, and I applied. Some other companies I called and I'm like, okay, you have an opening, can I apply? And most of them will tell you, oh, we're waiting for our license to come. And that's just it. It is frustrating, I know, but tailor down what you want to do and just keep applying. Make it a daily job and you'll definitely get something, or even some offers at the end of the day.
Yeah, wow, that is fantastic. Yours never even advertised here too. Can you imagine? So that's a top tip to take from this video today. You don't have to wait till there's tier 2 written on it. Just put your best foot forward, try as much as possible. Guys, you agree with me that Vicky is a box of knowledge. See how she's dishing it. You know, I said this at the beginning. Wow, thank you very much. So moving on to the next question is, where can we get this care certificate? And how can one get it? Someone who has no care history, willing to get the care certificate, what can they do?
So there are many sites that actually do the care certificate. It depends on where you want to do your own. Of recent, I heard some companies in Nigeria offering the care certificate. But personally, I did my on read.co.uk and I did care certificate that was accredited by CPD. So you can go to read.co.uk. People do theirs on Allison, some do theirs on some other platforms. Now, a lot of people do on Florence Academy. But I will tell you that if you're going to do anything on Florence Academy, personally, this is a personal stuff. I'll just tell you that if a recruiter is seeing somebody that has a paid course and you that is doing a free course, balance the equation. They'll probably just go for the person that has the paid course because they believe the person has gone through the process and the courses that are needed. Because with Florence Academy, you might be doing the wrong courses because there are a variety of courses on Florence Academy. I'll just say, if you have done the care certificate, you can go on Florence Academy and just pick some other certifications. That's if you don't want to do the diploma and add to your care certificate. So yeah, personally, I tell you, go to read.co.uk, create a PayPal account, get a MasterCard, FCMB, Zenith Bank, Access Bank. These are the banks that I know that works. Pay for your care certificate. They're always on discount, £12 pounds, £10.
Wow,
and yeah,
that's cheap.
Yeah, they're always on this.
I was hoping like, do you know people are paying as high as 300k in Nigeria to get this? £10, £12.
Yeah.
Wow, information is key.
Yeah.
Wow. So is there any specific certificate they need to look out for on read.co.uk?
And they can look out for the one CPD Online College Care Certificate. You can do that one.
Okay. So must it be one or different care certificate?
Care certificate is one certificate. In the certificate, you have 15 modules in it. So you do the 15 courses in it, and at the end of the day, you get your care certificate. It's just one certificate. So
how long do you think it takes to do this care certificate?
Now, care certificates, even the diploma I spoke about, has a lifespan of 2 years. So if you want to use 2 years to do the course, the ball is in your court. If you decide like me that you want to do the course in 1 week or in 2 weeks or in 1 month, the ball is in your court. If you want to do it in 1 day, the ball is in your court. You know how urgent it is for you to relocate. You know what you want. So it's left for you to decide on how long you want to do the course. It's just like the university. If you decide that you want to stay in a university more than you're allocated,
yes, and be having carry over.
And be having carry
you
over.
You are free. They'll keep collecting tuition.
Exactly.
right.
So that's it.
Wow, thank you so much. Like back to back knowledge, information here and there. Thank you so much. So now someone is asking about MVQ and what does it have to do with care and where can come someone get it?
MVQ is a vocational course. Now, most times when it has to do with care is most companies do it here in the UK just to put you from being a healthcare assistant to a senior carer, then managerial levels and whatnot. So, and it also gives an edge if you're applying from other countries that is not the UK. So if you can do the NVQ, I know the NVQ is quite pricey. I think it's about £700 or thereabouts or less. I don't know.
Did you do the NVQ? Sorry to cut you short. Did you do it?
No, I did not. I have a health background, so I didn't do the NVQ.
Sorry, you have what?
I have a health background, so I didn't do the NVQ.
Okay. So please go on.
That doesn't mean I won't do it because I also want to get into the managerial level at the end of the day.
Wow. And it will happen by God's grace.
Amen. So if you can afford to doing the NVQ, do the NVQ. If you can't, do the care certificate, do the diploma, and fingers crossed, put your best foot forward, you get something. Trust me, when they say shortage is happening, there are shortage. So yeah.
Wow. Meaning there is the job, you just have to keep coming at it. Even if you
and a lot of people don't like to stay in the job.
Despite so many unfortunates, keep going for it.
Yeah, true.
Wow, thank you so much. So one thing I've learned from that is you don't have to do the MVQ, but if you want to do it, you can do it. It's just like a professional, an upgraded professional course.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay, moving on to my next question. I'll soon be reading out questions from the comment section. I'm coming, but let me just take those that have sent in their questions first. So what are the mistakes to avoid when applying for care jobs?
The mistakes to avoid is 1, work on your CV. That's one mistake that you should avoid, because sometimes we give laissez-faire attitude towards things. I've read a lot of CV. I'm not an expert when it comes to CV because I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. But when I look at some CV and I see the experience, you're saying you worked in Von Vicky's hospital, for example, and in your experience, you're putting, I cared for this Mr. A, and that's it. What recruiter will take you serious? In your skills, you're putting something that is not even supposed to be in your skills. What recruiter is going to take you serious? You have to be, I always tell people, if you need something, you have to be intentional about it. If that is one thing this process had taught me, that whatever you want, you should be intentional about it. Be it academics, be it your personal growth, be it relocating to the UK. If you need it, be intentional about it. So be intentional about your CV, be intentional about your cover letter. Don't be rude in your cover letter, because I've read a lot of cover letters and people are telling me, people are in their cover letters saying, I saw your advert and I want to apply. I know that I am going to be good for this job. Like what kind of cover letter is that? So you have to be intentional and you have to put your best foot forward. That's what I will tell you. Another mistake I would say people should avoid while doing this job is, if you're applying on LinkedIn and on Facebook, try to tailor your LinkedIn and Facebook in such a way that at least if the recruiter manages to look at your LinkedIn, there is a drive, there is a force that the recruiter can see and be like, okay, this person is actually on track. And that's why I always say experience, because no matter the level of experience or number of experience, if you're able to tailor it in your LinkedIn account, at least it's going to be something for you. So I just think, just avoid the mistakes of not being intentional during your application. That's just it.
Yeah, just don't write anything because everybody's writing. And Vicky, I think this is also a good thing you can discuss on your channel. Maybe people can come back to it later. Like, tell us how a care CV should look like, things to put in, and
about those things.
Oh, please, Von Vicky Talks, go to our channel then.
I've shared templates on those as well.
Okay, you can go to our YouTube channel. She has lots of information that you need about it. And if you want her to review her CV, you have to ask her personally. I can't answer that question.
It's on my channel as well. So
on her behalf, please. Okay, thank you so much. Be intentional. That's the most important thing. Be intentional. Okay, the next question is, do you have to pay an agent to get a job to the UK? Because today, I'm not even joking. Somebody DM me saying she's about to pay £5,000 for pardon that, £5,000 for sponsorship for a care job in the UK. So I said, I don't know anything. When Vicky comes, I'm going to ask, do we have to pay an agent? Did you pay £5,000 to anybody to get to the UK?
I know that it's tempting when it comes to making payments, because I was almost at that verge of making payments as well. But I will tell people that you can do this thing on your own. If I can do it and some other people I know can do it, you too can do it. Now, when it comes to an agent, I'm not one to discourage anybody and tell anybody don't pay. I will tell you that you can do it on your own, number one. Number two, if you trust who you're giving your money to, if you have that luxury of money to give to the person, then the ball is in your court. But you have to be careful. £5,000, if I have that amount in my account right now, babies, I'll be balling. So if you're giving anybody that money, I'm telling you, if you're giving anybody that money, you just have to be careful who you're giving your money to. Because I've seen people have come to my DMs and they've told me that they've actually paid and they're in the UK. So if you're sure that who you're giving your money to is going to get you to the UK, then the ball is in your court. But me, Victoria, will tell you, do it by yourself. It will take time, but do it by yourself. Because sometimes these agents can come and tell you, oh, they do not want you. And they can easily apply for you, but at the end of the day, you're still the person that's going to do the interview. And what if the agent puts a different thing in your CV, and during your interview process, both of you are not even correlating with what is on your CV? So the ball is in your court. That's all I can say.
Wow. So meaning it's something based on your own experience. You did it yourself. So if they want to pay, they are free. You won't say they shouldn't pay. It's not your money they're paying out, but eventually it's definitely something that they can do by themselves. Okay, so at what stage is IELTS required? Before you secure the job, or after? At what stage exactly?
Ideally, every English proficiency, be it IELTS, be it NARIC, be it PTE, be it CELT, is for visa process. But because most recruiters want you to come sharp, they ask for that for those. When I did I only had my NARIC. That's because I just had that. But my recruiter paid for my PTE and whatnot. So I will just tell you, because of the way it's going now, if you can get your IELTS, get your IELTS. But ideally, IELTS is supposed to be for your visa process. So if you can get your English proficiency at hand, by all means get, because right now I heard it's giving an edge to you if you're applying. So yeah, if you can get it at hand, please, by all means, get it ready.
So please, where can we get I've lost my next question. Let me just quickly check. Okay, we just finished talking about IELTS. So where can we get this job? Where do we look at? Where do you apply? How did you do your own application? Where did you get this job from? What are we to look out for in applying?
As I said, where you can get jobs, Jobijoba, Track Jobs, Total Jobs, NHS website, LinkedIn, Facebook, gov.uk, read.co.uk, and these are the ones that I know at the tip of my fingers. Get Job as well. So these places are places that you can. Someone is saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Yeti,
I can hear you.
Okay. So these are the places where one can get jobs. And what you should look out for.
Okay. I think the person should check her network, because I can hear you.
Okay, and what people should look out for is healthcare assistants, senior carer, living carer. Those are the things, domiciliary carer, those things. Just look out for anything that has care in it, whether it is senior or junior, whatever. So far as it's care that is inside of it, that's what you should look out for.
So, okay, speaking of that, can you just give us a brief explanation of the difference between all these kind of care jobs that you've explained now? The domiciliary living.
They are basically the same thing. The only thing, one domiciliary has to do with going from home to home. Living care means you're living in the person's home. Care assistant, senior carer means you're working in a care home, you're working in the hospital. The difference between senior care and healthcare is that a senior carer administers medication, a healthcare assistant doesn't administer medication, and that's that. So, but at the end of the day, all of us are still doing the same thing. We give personal care, we give emotional support, and whatnot. We do documentation. It depends. So, yeah.
Okay. So, what are the ideal skills required for a care job?
Ideal skills should be communicating, empathetic, listening. Sometimes I say counseling because that brings you to emotional support, especially if you're dealing with end of life clients. So these are the basic skills that should be there first. Then any other skill, like all these people that are into computer and the rest, you can put it there. But skills like medication, basic life support, personal care, those things are not skills. Those things are things you learn on the job. So you think about, and I tell people of late that you can go on Google and just type skills of a healthcare assistant. You will see loads of it. And that again is another thing you will learn when you're doing your health and social care diploma. You will learn communication, various aspects of communication, various aspects of listening, various aspects of facilitation, various aspects of counseling. These are more things you're going to learn during the health and social care diploma as well. So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Because I told you 30 minutes and I don't want to waste your time any further.
No, go ahead.
Can you please just check any of the questions you would like to answer from the tons of questions that are already in? If there's any that you think you want to answer.
Go on, I have time for you, okay?
Oh,
I pushed my appointment.
Thank you. Since you have time. Okay, let me then go through it. Someone is asking, which one is carer worker? This is the first thing you're saying, that be sure of what you want to attend. How can you be asking which one is care worker when all we've been discussing since morning is about care work? Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
No, your first degree is not needed. Someone is asking, what is NHS? Do you want to take that?
Yeah. You see the things I'm talking about. All this my uncle said, my auntie said. NHS is hospital in the United Kingdom. National, I don't even know their full name.
I think National Health Services.
Exactly, National Health Services. So, yeah, that's a hospital in the UK, or a hospital trust, or a hospital body in the UK. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Now, after you've gotten the job, what do you need for the like traveling and everything? And is it all job that sponsors visa, or what exactly is the process like after you've gotten a job?
I would say all job sponsors visa. There are some companies that sponsors visa, some don't, some just give you COS. So once you've gotten a job, that is number one thing. The major thing is your COS, certificate of sponsorship. Once you've gotten your certificate of sponsorship, then you can now know that you're 90% closer to the UK. Then you go for your biometrics. You don't do interviews when you go for your biometrics. You just go to put your fingerprint and submit your documents. That's if you did not submit your documents at home. And I tell people, when you're going for your visa, please carry your job offer, carry your COS, carry your police clearance, carry your tuberculosis test, and carry your English proficiency, whichever one you're using, IELTS, PTE, NARIC, CELT, whatever you're using. Then submit any other document you think that is necessary for the visa. But these documents I mentioned are the most important ones you need to carry along once you have gotten your job. But now, this is me now telling you guys that if you get a job offer, please don't pause your life or stop your job or anything until you get your COS. Because if you don't have your COS, your job offer, your job letter is nothing. Exactly. Once you've gotten your COS, then you can now carry your chest up and know that okay, you're very close to the UK. But with only job offer, no. So yeah.
Okay. So what are the likely questions during an healthcare interview?
Likely questions. Most
and how best to answer them as well.
Will tell you introduce yourself. Sorry?
How do we answer these questions during interview?
So most recruiter, number one, will tell you introduce yourself. So when someone tells you introduce yourself in an interview, You don't need to start telling them, oh, my name is Victoria, I'm 40 years old, I'm a Christian, my mother, I have 5 children, I'm the first. You don't need all that. Go straight to the point. Oh, I'm Victoria, I'm a healthcare assistant. This is the reason why I want to do this. That is the reason why I chose to become a healthcare assistant. These are the experiences I've had in the course of my job. These are these. You tell them your strengths and your weakness. This is you introducing yourself. Now, some recruiters will ask you stuff like, most times, most recruiters ask scenario questions. Other times, most recruiters don't tell you to introduce yourself because all that is already in your CV and your cover letter. They just go straight to the point and they ask you stuff like safeguarding, ask you, oh, if a client is being abused by their family member, how best do you safeguard the person? Then you go about, and this takes you back to your care certificate. And that's why I always say care certificates are very important because they are the basic, they are the foundation of your interview, they are the foundation of you coming into the UK. So you go back to your care certificate and write how you can best take care of somebody that is being abused by their family. Some recruiters ask you about whistleblowing, but they ask you in scenario questions. Some ask you about moving and handling, but they ask you in scenario questions. Some ask you about privacy. Oh, if you're giving a client a shower, how best do you maintain the person's privacy and dignity? These are the questions you should be able to answer when you have done your care certificate. Some other recruiters will ask you stuff like risk management, if the fire alarm is on, what do you do? So let's say that there's a fire outbreak in your place of work. Number one thing you have to do is make sure you save yourself first, because once you save yourself, you'll be able to save the people that are there. Another thing you can do is, after saving yourself, or while trying to save yourself, you can shut the doors, cover the doors with like clothes so that smoke can't go into the next door. These are the kind of questions your recruiters can ask you, scenario questions basically. But in that scenario questions, they are getting your questions from the care certificate, quote unquote, that you said you've done. So yeah.
Oh wow. So it's basically scenario questions, what you would do, and if you've done your care certificate, you would definitely be able to answer all the questions.
You'll be able to answer.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Okay, I've asked this one. Okay, someone is asking accommodation. How do you sort accommodation out? Is it your employer that provides for it, or what do you do, trying to settle at first in the UK?
With accommodation, some recruiters actually provide accommodation. Some recruiters will tell you to carry the money to come. They'll get the place. Once you come, you pay immediately as you arrive for the place, but they will help you secure the place because you cannot be left stranded. So it's either they provide it for 1 month, some recruiters provide for 3 months, some just get you the place and you bring your money while coming to pay for the place. So yeah, then maybe after the first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, if you're not comfortable with the place, you can now like start looking out for your own accommodation by yourself.
Oh, okay. So sometimes you might be lucky to get someone who, an employer who will also sponsor your accommodation, like for the first 3 months of arrival in the UK. Wow.
Or for the first 1 month, or for the first 6 weeks.
Okay, depending on the offer you get. Wow, that is fun. Guys, now please start putting in your questions, because I've asked all the questions that everyone sent to me before now. Okay, someone is asking, can you travel with your spouse when you get the care? Of course, you are free to bring your dependents on Tier 2 health and care worker visa. Yes, you can. So someone is saying, is health and social care diplomacy?
Sorry, Yeti.
Yes.
Sorry, Yeti, to cut you short.
Yes,
when you talk about that dependence, let me just clarify something here.
Okay.
I've had people come to my DM and they're like, I want to bring my brother and my sister. Those are not your dependents. Your dependents are solely your husband or your wife or your kids or adopted children with certification. Okay? Or your civil partner, but you have to show evidence that you and this person have been living with each other for a number of years or for quite some time. You guys pay bills together and whatnot. So yeah.
So it's not like you bring your whole family on the visa. You have to be sure that they are either your wife, your
Yes.
kids, your partner. Those are categorized as dependents in the UK. So someone is asking, do I need a degree to apply for
Yeah.
health and care job in the UK?
Not necessarily. Just get your care certificate, get your experience, get any other certification. But the sky is your starting point.
So you don't necessarily, and that's one thing I like about the UK. It's not really all about the degree. Your experience counts as well. So if you have enough experience, you will definitely get the job. Though it's always good to then, further your education so that you can get some managerial position in the UK eventually. But the very first thing is, once you have the experience, you will definitely get something to do. Okay. Thank you very much. Another person is asking, what's the difference between IHS and NHS? NHS is, I think, National Health Surcharge or Service. I cannot remember. But IHS is Immigration Health Surcharge. IHS is the money you pay when you're traveling, for like your health insurance. While NHS is the body that governs everything else in the UK. I can't explain more than that. Okay, someone is saying, can one get a care job with a certificate assessed by NARIC instead of writing IELTS?
I lost that question. Can you repeat that?
Okay, can I get a care job with a certificate assessed by NARIC instead of IELTS test?
Yeah, you can.
So basically, what the person is trying to find out is if it does not require an IELTS. You see, IELTS is an alternative to NARIC, or NARIC is an alternative to IELTS. You don't have to have both. If you have NARIC, I think you can use it. So, but if you don't have it, then just do your IELTS exam. And someone is asking, what band will you score? What is the ideal band to score when writing your IELTS for health and care worker visa?
So gov.uk said band 4.5 and above, but from Vicky said band 5.5 and above.
I like how you differentiated because some recruiters are like 4.5. What are you doing here? At least try and get half of 10 now. Exactly. So because some will even tell you no, they don't want that, they want 6 or something. Even though IELTS has to do with your visa, but then some care job will just tell you, and that is also a way to just sieve out so many applications and like pick out the best for themselves as well, because they also want to recruit someone that is worth it for their job. They just don't want to bring it to the UK without getting anything out of it. So they try to sieve out all these massive applications with your experience, what you've done, the kind of qualification you have, your CV, your cover letter, even though you are also good for the job. That's why Vicky said put your best foot forward, because once you have the best of all these things, then your chances of getting the job is quite high than when you're just nonchalant, lackadaisical about it. You don't care about your certificate, you don't care about your CV. Your CV is just half page, you just I can care or something like that. So, like she said, try your best to put, your best foot forward. Okay, moving on to the next question. Someone is asking, is the interview live? Like, do you see your recruiter, or is like a test where you provide answers online? The interview for the health and care job when you apply.
It is live. Just the way it's live. Just the way I can see Yeti. That's the way you and your interviewer will talk. Either with Zoom.
It can be Zoom.
Some recruiters use WhatsApp. Some use Team. So it depends.
Okay. Someone is asking, am I allowed to change workplace if I'm not comfortable with the one that brought me to the UK?
Yes, you are.
But you have to have a sponsor. That new job has to have COS for you, right? You can't use somebody else's COS for another job.
Yeah.
So if you want to change your job, just be sure that you get another one that is willing to sponsor you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And someone is saying that, do I have to pay for the certificate of sponsorship? Because someone is asking me to pay.
The ball is in your court, my dear.
So what do you think? Did they have to pay?
If you want to pay, if you have SureLink, you want to pay, ball is in your court. But me, I will tell you to just do the thing by yourself. But I know nobody has that patience right now to be doing things by themselves. So if you want to pay, then the ball is in your court. If you want to, I can't tell you pay or not pay. So yeah.
Okay, so if you want to pay for the COS, you're free to pay, but someone is saying let them not scam you, shall, and that's true. So you have to be really careful. But like Vicky said, she did all this process by herself and she did not pay anybody. So if you want to pay, it's your money. Nobody can tell you how to spend it anyway. So, and if you don't want to pay, it's left for you. So what are the sites one can apply for healthcare work? She already mentioned this like 5 times in this video. LinkedIn, you go to Total Jobs, Track Jobs, any website that is offering a job website, search engine in the UK, Indeed, Total Jobs, you definitely get it there. At what point does one receive the COS? Somebody is asking.
It depends on your recruiter. Like me, I received immediately I submitted the last document, which was my police clearance. I received my COS in the next couple of days. So it depends. I've seen people say they receive their COS after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Some are even yet to receive their COS. So it just depends. If your recruiter has COS at hand, the moment you submit all they ask you to submit, you get your COS. But if they don't and they are just still applying for the COS, it might take a while. So there's no specific time when one can receive their COS. Any day you see your COS, just thank God I'm going to apply for your visa.
Wow. Somebody is saying they're asking for £7,000 for COS. All the best.
You don't mean it.
All the best. Okay, somebody is saying that I can see so many courses on read.co.uk. Which one do you recommend? I think you already said it. That is the diploma, social and healthcare diploma, right? Best
you
course
can see one
on read. Like there's so many health courses on read. Which one will you recommend?
Care certificate, CPD online college. Those people should start paying me already.
Because you have said it before as well in this video. Okay, someone is saying, would they be responsible for my immediate family? They brought you in. You want them to also care for your family.
You say this tonight to say my auntie and my uncle told you people should stop it. Stop. If you're coming as a couple, the good thing about coming, if you're coming with your if your family is coming, that's your husband or your wife and your kids, there's something we call maintenance in COS. Now that maintenance, if your employer ticks yes, well, if you see why, that means that is yes, it covers you and it covers your dependents. But if they don't tick it at all, that is where proof of fund now comes in, where the £1,270 in your account comes in. So you pay for, you have to show proof of fund for yourself and for your dependents as well. But if your recruiter ticks yes in the COS, then you don't need proof of fund or anything. You can just book your flight ticket once your visas are out and come to the UK.
Okay, so but if they're responsible for just you, they don't take the CY, then you have to look for proof of funds for your family members. Why you sort it? They sort you out.
Ideally, when your COS comes, ideally in a normal world, when your COS comes in that maintenance, in brackets you see dependents as well. Then you see yes, but if the maintenance is not even there at all, keep proof of funds. So it's either the maintenance is there of yes or it's not there, which means no. So if it's there, that means your dependents are covered as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Somebody is saying that I have Alison diploma certificate on nursing and healthcare. Can I use it to apply for a job in the UK?
Yeah, you can.
You can use it as well. But like she said, if you're paying for it, I don't know if you missed that part, but you can. If you're paying
I think Alison will pay for your certification as well.
Oh, okay. So you can do that. Someone said, can you have all these documents? Do you need to have all these documents? That's the TB test, the police, clearance before you apply for a job, or you can start applying for a job before getting it?
I will tell people, just because TB and police clearance has a deadline, you can get a date for TB test. police clearance is something you get in a day. If you're in Lagos, you get it that day. But if you can get the TB and you're hopeful that before 6 months time you're going to get a job, then you can get the TB and keep it handy. Because at the moment, as I said earlier, most recruiters are looking for people that have all their documents available and ready at the moment. So if you can get it, but for police clearance is 3 months. So if in the space of 3 months you've not gotten a job offer, that police clearance is wasted. You have to go and do another one again. So if you can get it and you're sure that in 3 months or 6 months you're going to get a job offer, then get everything. But if you're not sure you get a job offer in 6 months or in 3 months, I'll just tell you, get a date for the TB. So when you get like an interview, you can tell your recruiter, oh, my TB test is going to be done on, let's say, 2nd of July or 1st of August or something like that. That way you are assuring them that this is when your TB test is coming out and whatnot. So yeah, but if you can get it and you're sure you're going to put in the work and in 6 months time you get something, then by all means get all your documents.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Okay, someone is saying, oh, I'm so sorry, my flower came off. Someone is saying that whatever you study in school doesn't matter when you're applying for health and care job. Like, what do you have to study in school to be able to qualify? It does not matter. She has said this before anyway. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter, but when you're tailoring your CV, this doesn't just apply to the healthcare work. It applies generally. If I'm applying for a marketing role, the first thing on my CV should be the roles I've done in marketing. I will not put the roles I've done as a healthcare assistant first in my CV. So that is another thing. This is me giving my own personal advice. So that is where the experience comes in as well. So let's say you did engineering, for example. The first thing a recruiter should be seeing in your CV should be healthcare, not engineering, because you're not applying for the role of an engineer, for example. So so that's why I keep saying tailor your CV well and be intentional about how you tailor your CV.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much, Vicky. 45 minutes of your time, and they pay per hour in UK. I know how much you would have charged for this video. Thank you so much. Is there any final words or anything you want to say before we end this live? Thank you so much. I appreciate.
So let me just answer a few questions. Someone is asking IELTS. So in your IELTS, it depends on you. But personally, I will tell you, do the UKVI academic just to have an edge. You want something from me, you're giving me something that relates to me. Do you understand? Give back, give me, I give you. So just to have an edge, if you have not done IELTS before, do the UKVI academic. And someone is saying, can your visa be denied? I'm not immigration officers, but if you submit all the necessary documents I mentioned and you've not had any incriminating thing with immigration before, let's say you've stayed in any country or you're being deported in any country, then I don't think your visa is going to be denied for any reason, so far as you've done all the necessary documentation. And someone said, what's your YouTube page? From Vicky Talks is my YouTube page. All right, final words. I hope I've been able to answer most questions. Final words is keep applying, keep following Yeti, because I just started following her and I see that she puts out amazing content.
Thank you.
And don't give up. It is frustrating. You guys, I can tell you, it is frustrating. Ask yourself if you want to do this job, because this job is not child's play. I will tell you guys firsthand. Just keep doing what you have to do. I always say, if you're religious, pray about it, ask for guidance, ask for direction, and what else? Just keep applying, keep looking out for most people. We have people like Faith, we have Yeti, we have Moabudu, we have a lot of people that put out, we have Tolab, there are a lot of people that put out like openings all the time for jobs. Look out for their pages, for the openings they put out as well. My own duty is to tell you guys how the job is, how it is going, the things you can do to get yourself in this country. Just keep doing. Be intentional about your CV. Be intentional about your cover letter. Cover letters are... See, let me shout. Cover letter is key. I don't know if anybody has told you guys, but cover letter is very important. So put in a lot of work in your cover letter. If you're sending out a job by email, send out your cover letter first, then attach your CV and your certifications under that email. Call people, recharge your phone, spend money to make money, recharge your phone, call companies, ask them if they have openings, or rather you've seen their openings, are they sponsoring? And the sky is your starting point. And once you come to the UK, please reach out to us, let us have a drink, okay?
Yes, so okay, please, I'm so sorry. This final one, I feel like this is very important. Somebody is saying that Nigeria is banned from the recruitment list. How do you go about that? I've been seeing that everywhere, but people are still coming into the UK. Don't let that discourage you. I know some
Am I
companies
not
are saying
Nigerian?
that. Exactly. I don't think that is true. I know about 10 people have sent me like DMs that they got email from like where they applied to say, oh, sorry, Nigeria is on the red list. But ignore them, move on to the next person. Just keep searching. Don't let anybody down your spirit or anything, please. So do you want to say anything about that, Vicky, before we end the live?
So when they say Nigeria is on the red list, there are some agencies that take that thing truly. Nigeria, Ghana, so many African countries are on red list. The thing
And
is
that's
that there are
who
some
red
agencies
list, by the
that
way,
take
if you
that
are
thing.
wondering. For those wondering what red list we are talking about, is World Health Organization red list.
Yeah, some agencies take it too personal. They take it at heart. They want to do the right thing. Some NHS people take it too personal. But at the end of the day, people are getting jobs with NHS Trust. People are getting jobs with care homes. People are getting jobs with home care from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, from countries that are on the red list. So if somebody is telling you, oh, we are on the red list, I got that as well. Move to the next person immediately. Do not waste time. No time to wait. Just keep moving. Okay, so that's just it.
Wow.
And another thing is, you guys can also reapply to companies. Let's say you apply to Yetti's company and Von Vicky's company in May, for example. This is June. You can reapply. The thing is that most times, most companies, when they are looking at CV, at that point in May, for example, you might not be what they are looking out for. But in June, you might be what they are looking out for. So always reapply to companies you've applied to before, especially when you know that the company have certificate of sponsorship. So yeah, that's just it.
Wow, thank you so much, Vicky. I just want to say a big thank you to you for honoring this invitation, for joining this live, and for dishing out everything you know, your knowledge, unfiltered, telling us everything as it is. Some people like to hoard information, and you're not one of them. Please, if you want more explanation, just go to our YouTube channel. She can't answer everybody, but I'm sure the information on our channel will definitely guide you, and it will definitely help you. And if you're looking for our channel, is Von Vicky Talks on YouTube. And if you want to follow on Instagram, Von Vicky Talks as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate. And to everyone who tune in, thank you for always supporting your girl Yettysplash. Till we'll meet again, I remain your one and only baby girl Yetty. Stay blessed. Bye, guys. Thank you, Vicky.
Bye.
Bye.